Look, I'm a grown man. I don't have time to worry about Google farting around. Google be farting. Google doing fart type stuff. Their little Google beehole. I don't have time for this. I just got back from vacation. I've been spending time with my grandkid. I've been doing other things and worrying about Google farting around. But I haven't done a video for a while, so now I'm going to do one about Google farting around. If you don't know, my name is Rob. I'm just some idiot that likes talking about blogging and SEO. I may or may not actually know what I'm talking about, but I enjoy the conversation. So if you enjoy the conversation and you don't mind me being a bozo, hit subscribe. I'm your guy. Let's talk about this stupid whack update. So first off, this update was a shit show. I try not to curse too much on my videos. I love cursing, and I do it pretty much all day, every day. I just don't like doing it on here. But this one deserves it. It's a shit show. Whenever they rolled this thing out, they said, watch out for all the volatility. Oh my God, it's going to be so volatile, and it wasn't. In fact, if you were heading down, you went down more. And if you were going up, you went up more. I don't know if they understand what the definition of volatile means, that it's up and down. Turns out that wasn't the case. They said, well, watch out for all these manual penalties, only to end up reversing a bunch of them a couple days later. They got that wrong. Danny Sullivan said at the beginning of this update over on X that websites could recover at any time between updates if the checker, what I don't know what he called it, checked your website again and found that the issues, which it saw the first time, were rectified. Of course, God forbid they actually say what the issues are. It's always like this, like nondescript load of just absolute turd shit. And so, but it turns out none have ever been reversed. So then you start scratching your head and you're like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? What? I'm sorry. I'm lit. Like, what are you talking about then? Why say this? And I'm going to get to that here in just a second. Why say something like that? Of course, we haven't seen any recoveries. Something else that happened, I can't remember because it's all been a blur. John Mueller just this week said almost the exact same thing. Well, recoveries can happen. Sometimes it might take several months. He seems to forget it's been 7 since the HCU, and not one out of the probably hundreds of thousands of websites that have been worked on since then have had a turnaround. And look, hey, I'm going to need you guys to tell me in the comments, am I losing it? Am I losing it here? So everything about this update seems to have been wrong from Google. But I don't think they were lies. And this is what I really wanted to get into. And I'm curious you guys' thoughts. Hear me out. On one hand, we say Google only cares about money. And I think that's correct. Ding, ding, ding. That's correct. Doesn't matter. They owe us nothing. They should only care about money. And it's their business. Fine. On the other hand, we say, well, Google is basically wasting our time and making up lies about what's going on and what they're looking for, etc. And the problem there is that doesn't line up with all Google cares about is money, because time is money. Why waste time lying to us, knowingly telling us false information when they could just say, we don't want you anymore. Case closed. We're moving on. Why dick around with us? Time is money. Google only cares about money. Why would they waste our time? So I have reached the point where I don't think anybody's lying to us. I never necessarily thought that, but the more I thought about it this week, it just doesn't make sense. But if they're not lying, then what's going on? What are the alternatives? They wrong? They just saying the wrong thing? They're incorrect? They're misinformed? They're incompetent in saying wrong things? They're saying things they don't know are actually true. They're just hoping they're true because they think that that's what's going to happen, but they actually don't know? That's almost worse. I'd almost rather a competent person lie than somebody be incompetent and just saying things for the sake of saying things because they mean well. You know who means well? My pets. They mean well, but they don't lie to me or they don't make stuff up. So I don't think Google's lying. It could also be that they are just telling us half of the story. We are presuming it's supposed to be the entire story, and there's actually a communication gap between us and them. So what we're interpreting from them isn't actually what they're trying to tell us. I just don't think they're lying. We should see some volatility here over the course of the next week. Whenever they initially released this update, they said like May 5th, I think, they're going to start doing some parasite stuff, going after some of that stuff. Right now, the SEMrush analyzer is like 2.9. It's the lowest in 30 days, which seems awfully strange in the middle of this, well, at the end of this update and right before the parasite thing. It makes me feel like we might need to buckle up, Buttercup. Things are going to get a little bit interesting over the course of the next week. That's all that I got for you guys. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what you're thinking. I'm not going to ask anymore for tell me how your website's doing because I already know. It's the same. It's the same as it was 6 months ago. If you were tanking, you tanked some more. Hey, and listen, look, I'm going to say one more thing. Me being a non-SEO guy, I feel like I'm pretty unbiased about like people that are just full of shit. And I'm still amazed at the people over on X. And if it's you, you can take a flying leap off my page. I'm still amazed at the people over on X that are so boldly telling other people why their website got hit. like the balls on some of these people. I've seen this several times over the course of the last week. You know, and these are people that have floated by in some way, or they've been in SEO for a while and they think that somehow because they've been in SEO for a long time, that's why they got through. Meanwhile, many, many others who've been in SEO for a long time get smashed. You know, when people get untouched, they get this God complex about them of like, well, I must be superior because I didn't get touched by whatever it is. Yet, nobody gets touched until you get touched. Everybody is high on the horse until your horse gets his legs broken. So that's a personal rant. The balls on some of these people, like to not have, you know, Lily Ray is like such a good example, and I know a lot of people don't like Lily, but to me, Lily is like somebody that actually comes across as compassionate. Like she talks about her clients and her agency and her successes and things, but I never feel like she's putting people down or trying to make herself feel superior to that. Like there's some people on there that just can't help themselves. Like they need this thing. They needed this update to squash other people so they could feel better about themselves. Nothing makes me more sure that you don't know what you're talking about than to try to convince me you know what you're talking about. There was a great saying that I learned last year. Somebody said, the most for sure way to be wrong is to be sure you're absolutely right. And that is a good portion of SEO Twitter altogether right now. All right, I'm going to go before I get any more trouble. Thanks you guys so much for watching. Tell me your thoughts down below. I just want to touch base. I've been gone for a while. Let you know that I'm still here. I'm still paying attention, and I'm hanging in there with the rest of you by a thread probably. But a thread sometimes is all you need to make a comeback. A comeback. I've lost my mind. We'll see. Thanks y'all so much. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks y'all so much for watching. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the follows. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.